I mean,
This isn't enough?
well, no, but I mean, I'm used to seeing a lot of,
They were all at Applegate last night.
were they?
Yeah.
What was going on there?
Oh, the rumor of
We are live.
one in town.
Oh,
So
Where?
everybody in town was there, I think. They had to move out of the regular room and go to the hall.
John, we are live and we're ready when you are.
Okay, that resolution is just part of one of these motions. We're holding that resolution today. Okay, it's 1:00. I'm going to call the November 4th Board of Commission meeting to order. Today, we're going to start out with the prayer by Commissioner Sarkella, by myself.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather in a free country to serve on a board, taking care of our friends and families and neighbors. And we're especially grateful, Lord, for this board and all that serve on it. We ask that you would be with them in the season to come. And we're grateful too, Lord, for the weather that you give us to allow our farmers a safe and fruitful harvest. All these things that we bring before you, we're grateful for, and we thank you for all that you do for us. In your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Leslie, roll call, please.
District 1 Chairman John Black.
Present.
District 2 Commissioner Roger Ballard.
Present.
District 3 Commissioner Gary Heberling.
Here.
District 4 Commissioner Bill Sarkella.
Here.
District 5 Commissioner Christine Lee.
Present.
District 6 Commissioner Evans Ehart.
Here.
District 7 Commissioner John Moody.
Here.
Thank you, Leslie.
You're welcome.
If there are no corrections or deletions to today's agenda, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
motion to approve.
I support it.
I have a motion from Commissioner Ballard, support from Commissioner Lee to adopt the agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. If there are no corrections to our meeting minutes from October 21st, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Made a motion. Support.
I have a motion from Commissioner Ehart, supported by Commissioner Moody to approve our meeting minutes from October 21st. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. You will receive your correspondence from Jody through email the other day. So we're going to move into commissioner reports and we'll start with Commissioner Moody.
Had Melvin last night. They just talked about their hall rentals. A major large tree went down in the village. The road commission came and fixed that, took care of that. Took care of a couple resident concerns, and they're still discussing the striping of the roads and replacing the sign at the west end of town. And that's about it.
Good.
That's all I have.
John Evans?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Deckerville, they finished up paving on the west side of town and they got the railroad tracks fixed. Best I've ever seen those railroad tracks in my life. I'm great. That's all I have.
I have no committee reports or township reports, but I did attend Lee Cork's funeral and so did Bill. And it was a really nice funeral. It summed up his life, and because he was the director of plays and all that stuff, they did it like it was a play production. It was really unique.
Quite an honor for him.
Yes, it
Well, that's
was.
wonderful.
That's it.
Thank you, Christine. Bill?
Yes, I was able to attend Lee's memorial service as well, because I served with him for over 30 years on the community foundation. And half of that was as co-chair. So we had a really good relationship. Really good man. He'll be missed in the community, served in a lot of capacities. Just last night for me, Applegate, the bridge project in Applegate, at least west of town, is done now. So they're grateful for that. Not the one on 46 though, but they're working on that apparently as well. Their trick or treating was successful. They have a zoning board vacancy. Their website's launched, and they were discussing some things about doing some activities in the village, more cleanup in the spring, possibly a movie night at the hall, and then Christmas decorating contest, et cetera. Apparently there was a rumor around town of a trailer park going in there. So there was a lot of people at the meeting last night, but there's been no citizens have approached them about doing anything along that line. And their village president has expressed an interest in sitting on our Brownfield Authority board. We have a vacancy now. The gentleman that was on that board in my district has sold his home and moved. So I'm gonna approach Aiden. They have a meeting coming up according to Nathan, so I might get him to come to that and maybe he'll express it. And he's young, so we might have maybe a board member that'll stick around for a while. That's all I have.
Good. Thank you, Bill. Gary?
Yep, last night I did not go to Sandusky City Council meeting because Custer Township meeting every other month is on the same night, so I canceled the city council and went to Custer and I drove in and they changed it to November 19th, so I had no meetings last night. Friday night, I'm going to Watertown. They're holding their monthly meeting. It's gonna be a special meeting this Friday night.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Roger?
Last night, City of Marlette Council meeting, they were approved for a category B MDOT road grant. These are, we use for local street projects. Locust and Cranbrook Streets is on the northeast corner of town, just off 53. I believe it's 17 acres of vacant lots and it's plotted out, but there's only a couple of houses back in there and the streets have never been upgraded from dirt. So they got that grant and now the new manager is looking into some infrastructure grants so they can go ahead and get the infrastructure put in before they do the paving, which is revolutionary for Marlette. So hopefully she succeeds. And looking at DPW's one truck is not working. Well, it's working, but it's rusty, the frame apparently, so they can't dump with it. So they're looking at either repairing or replacing that truck. I guess they're actually talking to our road commission and their FAB department. They might possibly be able to help them out on that. Action on the marijuana ordinance was tabled till the December 1st meeting. It sounds like most of the language that's been changed wasn't changed the way they expected it to be. And they didn't want to take any action until the attorney was able to be at the meeting. So that'll go another month. The village clerk, city clerk, I'm sorry, Rebecca, she received from the Michigan Fair Election Institute's Sunlight Award as a vigilant steward. And so out of 17% of 1,138 jurisdictions of 1,000 people or more, she was one of 197 that had no duplicate voter registrations. So apparently that's rare. I don't know. You would know more on that than I would. Have you ever heard of that award?
I have not heard of that award, no.
All right. But apparently it's a big deal.
Okay.
So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Roger. Appreciate everyone's commissioner reports. Nathan, your administrator report, please.
Thank you. Had a meeting last week with, actually it was 2 weeks ago now on a Friday, Economic Development Director Samantha Schnettler's Economic Development had some funding that they had received for some placemaking activities, and she had reached out to local municipalities and asked them to come forward with ideas they may have. And then we sat down to try to determine of the submissions kind of a order for granting the funding. So she was going to reach back out after we sat down and kind of make sure that the submissions were still possibilities for all the municipalities. And if so, we'll be able to kind of share with you what those will be here shortly. We had a MAC 7th meeting last week as well. It was a small group. There was myself, Commissioner Moody, and 2 commissioners from Tuscola County. So it was only us in Tuscola County. Dina Bosworth was there from MAC, kind of gave the Lansing update. As you guys probably know, and as you can sense from the MAC emails, unfortunately, it's still trying in Lansing and not much has changed on that front. But the positive was they did get a budget passed. So we're there, and now there's a lot of controversy over the SNAP benefits. So hopefully everything will, we keep saying, get sorted out there. I don't know the likelihood, the possibility anytime soon, but it's not good in Lansing. November 11th, we will have a dedication for the monument. I say we, Aaron Carlson's from Sandusky Schools going to be putting that on. I believe we might have local MC you guys are aware of. I think Gary might be involved with that. So hopefully the weather's nice on November 11th. They're looking at 2 o'clock, so that should be good. The cement work should be done by then. Like I said, they're waiting to do the cement until they can get the lights, because it'll be just like this one. It'll be the lights that go into the cement. And they had to order those, and they were unfortunately one of those items that were out of stock, back ordered. So it took a couple weeks to get those, but it should be done by November 11th. So, and the last thing I had, still continuing on with union negotiations. I know I've talked to the commissioners, Commissioner Black and Commissioner Lee, who are involved in that. Still trying to push through. I know we're getting closer to year end, hoping to start resolving some of these, but we just haven't been successful yet. So
We'll keep working at it.
keep working. That's all I have.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Nathan? Hearing none. Nathan, appreciate your report. Okay, are there any public comments pertaining to the agenda today? Seeing none, we're gonna move on. We do have a presentation from our Veterans Affairs, Shannon. You're our director for that. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Tell us all about all the great things you've been up to.
So I'm assuming you guys got the annual report already, right? So
Yeah.
if you don't mind, instead of going page by page, I'll just do my.
We like the way you do it.
We read it all already though.
Yeah.
I know that. So last year VA paid out, and this is for fiscal year 24, $18,116,593 in benefits for VA comp and pension, education, and insurance and indemnities to Sanilac County veterans. So increase again this year of over $1 million. Historically, the VA provided a population for each county in their yearly GDX. This year, they got a whole new format. They didn't provide our population. They do have a site on their internal website of veteran population that I could have gone from, but it was different from the numbers they provided next year. So next year I'll bring the population back and use the numbers that they have on that internal site so that they're more accurate. It indicated a small, I think it was like, if the numbers were even close to accurate, a loss of like 70 some veterans. That doesn't include dependents and stuff as well. So we did lose some veterans, but still gained money in benefits that they received. We processed 25 applications this year for our county burial allowance. Last year, I think it was, our committee decided to raise that allowance up. The state mandates we paid $300 in the burial allowance, and then we upped it. It's been the second time now to pay $1,000 to either the spouse or family member who incurred an expense for the funeral of eligible veteran. We provided 37 burial flag cases to family members of Sanilac County veterans. And then my office historically buys the flags and markers for the cemeteries. So we provided 5,760 flags and 68 markers to the local cemeteries in the county. Our Sanilac County Relief Fund that provides emergency assistance to veterans. We provided $30,012.82 in grants for 24 applicants last year. And then last thing I'd like to mention is our transportation program. We provided 573 veterans rides to their medical appointments last year. We purchased a new vehicle last year. At that point, we were going to get rid of one of our older vehicles, but our committee determined we were going to keep that third vehicle on because it was so needed, and then it started price gouging us with repairs and stuff. Then at that point, we'd look at getting rid of it. But we've been able to keep that on last year. I think we purchased, I don't know, June, July, that third one. So we're providing tons of appointments. Sometimes one of the vehicles is on doing 2 different runs in a day. So it's a huge service, and I'd like, and you'll see me later in finance to possibly keep a third vehicle on with that, our oldest one getting up in mileage. So,
I mean, that service of getting these veterans to their appointments has got to be one of the most important services that you're providing.
it's so needed. I mean, even locally, we think we have, VA clinics in Yale and Bad Axe, but some guys can't drive even to that. And they don't, the buses don't provide them transportation to that. So, and we opened it up for any medical appointment now. It doesn't have to be necessarily VA. Initially, when we started, it was just VA appointments. And then we went to VA community care because VA will provide service outside. But then we're like, we can provide them rides in the community. Why can't we give them a ride to any of their medical appointments?
Right. They're still veterans and they have appointments, right?
That was our thinking, yeah.
And Shannon, like the services that you provide are available to every veteran in St. Lake County, but
Correct.
not every
Yeah.
veteran of St. Lake County knows what services are available, right? So you guys have outreach, you advertise, you're consistently trying to reach these folks, right?
Yes, and there's still, I say all this, man, there's still veterans that come in every single day that we have not seen before.
Yeah, there's probably still some out there that are just too proud or whatever, to ask for help.
Yes, and some of them have the thinking that if they take it, they're going to take it away from somebody else that's more deserving. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, but you know, that's not the case.
You guys do what you can to dispel that, but
Mhm.
you know, the reality is you only have so much time, so.
Yeah, and to try to talk them into it, you know, we do our best, like, you're not going to take away from anybody else, but it's, you know, they have to make that decision to want those benefits too.
Well, it's good to see, I don't necessarily love when government numbers get bigger, but it's good to see your department number get bigger because that means we're taking care of the people that deserve it. And,
Absolutely.
so it's obvious that you're pushing the department and doing more with it.
I try my best.
Very good.
Any other questions?
Do you think your driver's numbers are keeping up with this need that you have then, as far as your staffing with those guys?
So, I mean, we only have 3 vehicles. We have
Mhm.
4 drivers. We're able to accommodate that. But we, you know, because of the lack, you know, not lack of vehicles, we have more than probably any county in the state. We're still not able to provide rides to everyone that wants one, but Katie will call. And if they're willing to reschedule their appointment to a day we can do it, we'll actually do that for them. So
Okay,
we can make it, you know, easier on them. They're not calling back and forth, getting scheduled from us and then going back to the doctor. So we make it as easy as we can for them to accommodate them.
very good. Any further questions? Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
We appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you.
What's that?
You do a good job.
Thanks.
Very good.
Okay, that's going to conclude presentations for today. I see no need for appointments to standing committees or boards or commission chair appointments. There are no general resolutions, so we're going to end up in committee reports, and we'll start out with Commissioner Ballard today.
I have nothing to report. Okay. But it's slow 2 weeks.
That isn't always bad. Sometimes you need a break.
Oh, well, in that respect, it's been slow.
It's weird.
Other than that, it's been busy. I got pictures yesterday morning, my nephew's garage down in Indianapolis had caught on fire yesterday morning. So they were, it was about 7 a.m, I guess. They were alerted by smoke alarms and they all got out okay, but it sounds like the house didn't get a lot of fire damage, but it got a lot of smoke, so they lost a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and that's a very difficult thing to go through, to have your home, your sanctuary damaged that way. Okay, Gary?
Okay, this morning we had 2 meetings. First was the Personnel Committee meeting, and Nathan, I'll let him touch on that if you want to touch on it a little bit. And then also we had our Buildings and Ground Committee meeting, Commissioner Sarkella and I, and we covered some things that we have to finish up around the animal control building. Picked out some countertop toppings. We talked about some trees, about the fencing, about the carpet and things, the grass. And then we talked about flooring in the health department and in the veterans area and et cetera. And so we'll talk about that later. And then Nathan already covered the dedication on November 11th, 2025 at 2 p.m. And we hopefully have good weather. But it is so nice to see what we have now for the veterans out here. And this started, I think, 7 or 8 years ago with George Wisocki and his kids at school. And I don't know if some of you remember that one of the monuments that we have out here was hidden behind a bunch of bushes in front of the building over here, not the building, what they call it? Cathedral, thank you. It would have come around. And so that was put in, and then we've, Erin Carlson, her group of kids again, finished up by this. So we're going to have a great looking campus for our veterans, and it is well deserved. And I just want to add, the names on the new stones out here, the new monument, they're not in alphabetical order for a reason, because anyone that wants to put a loved one on or their name on it that were veterans, they can continue to put that on.
So they can be added later.
Yes.
Okay.
I came in very early one morning and in the darkness of morning and pulled out those big shrubs.
Oh, is that, you did that? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
They need to be gone.
Yeah,
Well, nobody knew about it, you know?
I didn't want any tree huggers to shoot me.
Bushes.
Yeah,
I dig a hole in the grass.
yeah, I don't remember them.
Aunt Emily, the one bush was Aunt Emily's memorial bush, Roger.
Sorry. Sorry, Anna.
End of my report.
Great. Thank you, Gary. Bill?
Buildings and ground, sat in on that this morning. Gary covered it, so I'm done.
Okay, that was good.
All right. Christine?
I have nothing.
Okay. Gary, we had a personnel meeting this morning and we did move a few items out of that personnel meeting that you will see on the finance agenda, the first meeting of December. And then also the County Planning Commission met 2 weeks ago and we have approved some PA 116s and saw some different ordinances from different townships. One thing to note, we're starting to see an uptick in townships adopting ordinances related to, the battery systems, like the large battery systems and also data mining. Like Bitcoin mining and stuff, because they can have large electrical draws and they can create quite a bit of noise too. So just sharing that we're starting to see that stuff start to come through the planning commission. That's all I have. Evans?
I had to get committees the past 2 weeks.
Okay. And John?
Had 911, on the 28th. We just got an update on our digital upgrade. Our Mevo kits, which are their 911 service that they can take anywhere
Like a student
around.
base.
Yeah. Should be here shortly. Their staffing levels are good right now. Dawn and Crystal, the director and deputy director, went to an AI forum, which AI is coming to the dispatch scene.
Yeah, I've heard that they have an AI that'll answer, not 911 calls, but it'll answer like non-emergency calls. It's coming.
And they're looking at getting a new, a different mass notification system also for everyone in the county. And then I had medical care facility, on the 27th. Not a lot came out of there. They're looking at doing a new Medicare rate. And they're having a Thanksgiving celebration for all the residents on the 22nd and their families. And like Nate said, I went to the MAC 7 meeting also. Well, at my house.
Zoomed in.
Zoomed in. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, John. Appreciate everyone's committee reports. We're gonna move on. I see no need for unfinished business, so that's gonna move us directly into new business today. And today is gonna start out with FA 162-25, approval of current claims.
Santa Ana County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the payments of current claims identified on the accounts payable report dated October 28, 2025 for the general bank account in the amount of $106,984.71.
I have a motion from Commissioner Sarkella, supported from Commissioner Ehart. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Moving on to FA 163-25, budget adoptions, amendments, appropriations, and transfers.
Santa Ana County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the following amendments and establishes the following accounts as listed.
Support.
I have a motion from Finance Chairman Sarkella, supported by Commissioner Lee. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Moving on to FA 164-25, authorization to purchase a drone for the sheriff's office.
Santa Ana County Board of Commissioners hereby authorizes the purchase of a Skydio X10 drone system with attachments for total cost not to exceed $25,000, with funding reimbursed up to $21,000 from MMRMA and the remaining balance, if needed, up to $4,000 to be covered by the sheriff's office budget for immediate approval.
I have a motion from Commissioner Sarkella, supported by Commissioner Ballard. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Moving on to FA 165-25, authorization for dual purpose K9 and training for the drug task force.
Santa Ana County Board of Commissioners hereby authorizes the drug task force to purchase a dual purpose K9 and provide training for handler Deputy Jennifer Diat through Shallow Creek Kennels in Sharpsville, Pennsylvania at a cost of $17,600. The cost may vary based on potential import tariff adjustments with funding from the drug task force millage. Report.
I have a motion from Commissioner Sarkella, support from Commissioner Ehart. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Moving on to FA 166-25, authorization to purchase and install fencing for animal control.
Santa Ana County Board of Commissioners hereby authorizes vendor builders to install the vinyl fencing portion at the Animal Control Building at a cost of $15,892 and JBS AG to install chain link fencing at a cost of $6,875 plus an additional amount to be determined for a small section of chain link fencing and gate. The total cost not to exceed $25,000 with funding from the ARPA fund for immediate approval.
Support.
I have a motion from Commissioner Sarcella, supported by Commissioner Heberlein. Is there any discussion?
Yes, not on this issue, but we had our building and ground meeting this morning. And one thing we're gonna add to this, probably if it comes from the Buildings and Ground Committee, we're talked about getting a quote for a two rail fence along the front. Kind of set it off the aesthetic and to keep people from driving into the building off.
And I gotta say again, to go from the $86,000 quote they originally got, the work that you guys did to drive that price down. So I just want to say kudos for that. It's pretty amazing. So is there any further discussion related to FA 166-25? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Moving on to FA 167-25, adoption of the 2026 proposed budget resolution, General Appropriation Act, and the 2026 proposed general fund budget.
Santa Ana County Board of Commissioners hereby adopts the 2026 proposed budget resolution, General Appropriations Act, and proposed general fund budget, and further hereby schedules a public hearing on the proposed 2026 budget for December 2nd, 2025, and directs the board secretary to publish the legal notice.
Support.
I have a motion from Commissioner Sarcella, supported by Commissioner Ballard. Is there any discussion? So what, and we do this every year, but what's going to happen is we're scheduling a public hearing. So during our next meeting in December, I'll open a public hearing in that meeting. That'll be part of the budget process. There's nothing further for discussion. All those in favor of FA 167-25, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. And Jody she'll post that in the paper, right, Nathan?
That's correct.
Lastly, today, we have NFA 022-25, acceptance of the 2024 Veterans Affairs Annual Report.
Santa Ana County Board of Commissioners hereby accepts the 2024 Veterans Affairs Annual Report as presented.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sarcella, support by Commissioner Ehart. You gotta let Bill finish with me, Sir John.
I knew some people were gonna jump on it.
Quick on the
Both pretty much done, right?
It was like bang, bang, bang.
Is there any discussion?
I want to rescind that motion for lack of support.
All right. Anything further? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. That's going to conclude new business today. I'm going to call for general public comments. Are there any general public comments today?
I just got something I want to bring up.
Sure.
As most of you probably know, back the weekend of October 10th, there were 2 suicides in the county. One was a 16-year-old girl in Deckerville, and one was a 18-year-old boy from Carsonville. To my knowledge, not related or anything. And the reason I'm bringing this up is something somewhere got missed, because these kids had the brightest lives, the brightest futures. So my point in this is I'm going to push for the Santa Ana County Mental Health Board, and I'm no expert just sitting on that board, but I have learned a lot, listened a lot. They have a mental first aid class. They offer it for adults and for youth. And it's available to any organizations in the county, any groups that want to take it. It does take a little bit of commitment. There's a 2.5-hour online course to do. And then I believe it's done in 2 sessions. If anybody knows anyone that might be interested or wants to sign up for a class, you can go to the county or the mental health website. It's santalaccmh.org. And there's information on there. There's a link to that program. And you can register online and get started on it. So I haven't taken it yet, but I plan to. It's just, I got to have the time to commit. So, but I just want to put it out there because there's got to be a way to save these young lives. So, I mean, you hear that. I heard a couple of people, and I'm not going to mention anything, but it just kind of upset me that, well, yeah, we make sure that they know we're available to help any kids that want to talk. Well, I think there's more that could be done than that. And not slamming anybody or anything, but, it's a sad situation, it really is. So I'm done.
All said, Roger.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any other public comments? Hearing none, there's no need for closed session or approval of closed session minutes, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn our meeting at 1:30.
I'll make that motion.
I have motion and support to adjourn the meeting at 1:30. It was Commissioner Lee and Commissioner Ballard. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Bye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.